Hey guys, before we go ahead and get started with the video, I want to take this time to shout out some of my YouTube membership members. They are going to be Resparza22, KDG, Omega Dragon 79, William Chirinos, and Shondarian Nelson. Thank you guys again so much for your support over on YouTube memberships. If you guys want to be a part of YouTube memberships, it only costs 99 cents per month. You will get a badge right next to your name, access to exclusive emotes. You guys will be randomly shouted out on videos such as this one, and you guys will be automatically entered for my monthly $15 gift card giveaway that I do at the end of every month. All of that for 99 cents per month. Without further ado, let's go ahead and get on with the video.
受けてみな
力を借りるぜ
受けてみなニュースだ
こいつはいいや負けられないんだよ
What's up everybody, 40 the Broadway Saiyan here, and welcome back again to my YouTube channel with yet another video on Dissidia Final Fantasy Opera Omnia. In this video, we're going to ask the question, will you pull for Faris, the pirate princess for Final Fantasy V, who will be receiving a rework and the debut of her FR weapon in Global Dissidia Opera Omnia. Before we continue, if you guys enjoy what you see on this channel, please consider hitting that subscribe button, hit that like button, and turn on that notification bell for more content on this channel. Also, feel free to leave a comment letting me know your thoughts and plans for Faris' upcoming upgrades to Global Opera Omnia. Without further ado, let's ask ourselves, will you pull for Faris? Faris is a character who specializes in debuffing enemy targets with her numerous frame debuffs while simultaneously dispelling any enemy buffs present. She has access to 3 elements, which are water, thunder, and wind, and also has access to a counter off-turn damage in the form of her Sildra overhead effect. Her rework further improves her skill 1, 2, and LD skill with more uses, more HP attacks dealt, and a brave refund on the HP attacks except the last one. In particular, her Pirate's Way buff now grants attack up, stolen and gain Embrave overflow up, and HP damage up. Her brand new FR weapon partners her with Waka, dealing damage to enemies and inflicting several frame debuffs. Her FR gauge's HP damage bonus can be increased by 5% when attacking a debuff target per debuff active on enemy targets, and increased by another 5% when either dealing on-turn or off-turn water damage. Overall, Faris is a pretty solid debuffer and elemental unit, offering some pretty powerful debuffs to shut enemies down, alongside with more damage built into her kit. Her brand new FR is not too difficult to build around as long as you have a form of party water enchant, as Faris only enchants herself. Leaning into a form of off-turn damage while party water enchanted is a great way to utilize her FR gauge. Garnet, for example, is a fantastic unit to run with Faris as she provides both party water enchant and off-turn damage. When running Faris, you gotta be careful when using her with other debuffers as she takes a majority of the debuff slots. All in all, while she is solid, she will struggle in content where elemental lockouts can shut down her own damage. Because she wields 3 elements, she can be tricky to use with some of the upcoming fights with elemental lockouts. My plans are to skip Faris. However, I do think she is overall a solid unit with a fairly easy FR to build around. Alright guys, it's now time for some Let's Play. So we're going to be Let's Playing with Faris here. Nothing really noteworthy, just like with my last video with Liu. She's pretty straightforward. The one thing that you want to watch out for is if you're running her with another debuffer, kind of like how I'm doing in this party setup that I have right here for this demo, is be mindful of the amount of debuffs that she takes. Her most important debuff that you want on, obviously, is gonna be the one from her LD, because that's the one that has that effect that reduces the enemy's brave, so I believe it's like 0 or something. But other than that, she's pretty straightforward. Her FR is fairly easy to fulfill as long as you're running a party water enchanter. So for example, for this party setup, I'm running Rydia because her skill 1 does provide that party water enchant, because unfortunately, Faris, even with her FR, still has that selfish water enchant, or alternatively, alternatives you can also use is you can also run Rydia in the party. That's another alternative that you can run right there. And then the way that I am playing off of this FR is I am actually going with like off-turn damage, because anytime you deal water damage to a target, it'll increase the gauge whether it's on-turn or off-turn. And then anytime you're attacking a debuff target, you also get that increase. So again, as long as you set up for it, it's pretty easy to fulfill. So I'm just going to simply just press buttons here and we'll just see the FR gauge go up because we do have it active right now. There we go. So we got that little increase right there. And then with Garnet, we'll go ahead and use this. Now, Garnet does have Force Echo, and she did get another rework, I believe, alongside her burst that was introduced not too long ago on the JP side of the game. But I'm not going to be pressing the Force Echo because she doesn't have that yet. What I do think is cool is that Global is actually getting Garnet's force enhancements earlier than when she did on JP. So that's kind of cool, giving her a little bit more longevity than what she was supposed to have. But I mean, Garnet getting Global First Burst was just insane. She's definitely going to be good even up to now on Global with the current Shinryu era. All right, and this is playing off very well because as we remember for Faris's counter, it's pretty much like a counter off turn with her Sildra that also plays off of her gauge. So you can actually rack up a ton of damage with this particular FR as long as you set it up properly. Like if you want to run this with like, tanks that, cover and counter, you could do that. You want to run it with core, do that as well. Just make sure that you are running a party water enchant because unfortunately Faris does not water enchant the party. All right, so let's go ahead and press this EX right here so we get to see Sildra in action with the rework. Very cool. You get that little nice increase right there. Okay. And then we'll just go with a few more button presses here so you guys get to see the gauge further in action. So I'm just going to keep spamming skill 1 with Garnet since that is her water ability. And then with Tidus, let's go into this.
Ready, go!
So again, playing off the off turn, just make sure you have a party water enchant. Her FR in itself is not very difficult to fulfill as long as you set up for it. Only issues obviously with Faris is because she is tied to 3 elements. Her LD does have 3 elements, and the rest of her abilities is water. So if you run into elemental lockouts, using her is going to be a little tough unless, of course, the element that is required to hit damage is one of the elements that she carries. But her LD is probably the trickiest because it carries 3 of them. But other than that, I think she's solid. Great debuffs. Pretty easy FR to play off of. You could use it again to play off of the off turn, which is kind of, the ideal setup here. There's probably better setups than what I have here, but this is just an example of what you could use should you decide to build up Faris with her FR. Now, obviously, don't just take my word for it. I always encourage you guys to check out the other fantastic content creators for this game, as well as utilizing the resources that I always link down below in the video description and the pinned comments. That way you guys can formulate your own educated decision on whether or not you're going to be investing in these characters. But this is going to go ahead and conclude my video for Will You Pull for Faris. Hopefully it helps out. Stay tuned for the next video and stay blessed.